Let's go ahead and we're going to look at some interactions between pages that I think are really cool. So you might have, I'm sure you have, created a form and report, or a form on table with report, and this interaction should be familiar to us Apex developers. I click the edit link and I go to the editing or the detail page. I click cancel and I go back. Well, one thing that Apex 5 added that is really awesome is you can very easily make a page modal. And if you're not familiar with the modal is, basically that's just that's a pop-up that kind of comes to the front of the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to this detail page, and I don't want this, I want this page to be a modal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit page 3. Notice it sent me back to this tab here, and it updated the tab to be on page 3. Right? And I just want to point out over here on the right-hand side, whenever you, if you're using the page designer, which that's what this is, whenever you click on something, you're going to have properties show up on the right-hand side. So if I click on the employee details regions, I'm going to have properties on the right-hand side for that region. If I click on the P3 ename item, I'm going to have properties for the P3 ename item on the right-hand side. So at the very top is the page itself. That's kind of a latch to get the page context. And you'll see here there's something called page mode. And quite simply, I can change this to modal dialog. Save. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to navigate to page 2, which should be my report. I'm going to click Run. And then now when I click Edit on King, the form now pops up in a modal. Right? I changed one property on one page, and it modified the link to that page, and it changed the details of the target page so it knows it needs to render in a modal view. How cool is that? So I'm also going to take a second here, and this is really cool. So notice, let me click cancel, and I'm going to talk about this real quick. When the developer toolbar down at the bottom has a context of editing page 2. Right? So it says edit page 2. I'm going to click this link so that there's a modal pop-up powered by Apex. And now it says edit page 3. So it's actually going to edit this pop-up, which is what I would like to edit. So that's a major improvement that the Skill Builders modal could never do. I mean, this is like a really clean, awesome way to get to editing this pop-up. So I click Edit, and so now I'm at my pop-up, or now I'm editing the modal pop-up page.